Hello, darling hearts. It's your GAPS coach, Emma, here with another little mini interview from a young man who has cured himself of some debilitating psychological issues. And as we all know, we're into gut and psychology syndrome on this channel. And so, welcome, Tor. Hi, Tor.
Thank you. Hi.
So, tell us, Tor, what kind of symptoms did you experience that made you think I have psychological problems?
Okay, so I was eating a horrible diet since I was a kid. Basically, throughout my whole life, I ate super bad. I ate mostly grains,
Hmm.
and I was just eating like junk food all the time, and it was this typical rice and broccoli with super overcooked meat, and
Okay.
it made me get like horrible anxiety. Like it evolved over time to the point where I got severe panic attacks because my gut was so destroyed. And also during puberty, I got a lot of acne and eczema over time, especially during winter.
Mm.
I got horrible eczema.
That's interesting because you come from Norway,
Yeah,
and in Norway, there's not a great deal of sunshine. So
yeah, yeah.
that's interesting that your body responded in that way in the winter months.
Mm.
And so there was toxins coming out of your skin. So acne, that's a terrible thing. Was that when you were a teenager?
Yeah, that was throughout my whole teens.
So
So
tough. And look at your beautiful shiny skin now.
thank you.
So tell us more. What did the panic attacks look like or feel like?
Okay, so this it was really scary process because whenever I would get like a panic attack, it would be like where my body uh like I escape from my own body. It's really weird. Like my mind goes out of my body.
Disassociated.
Yeah, exactly. And it felt like I was not existing. Like everything was, I was just living on an auto pilot. And I think it's obviously because the body wants to escape from trauma, so it goes in the flight mode. So
Would you call that like an out of body experience?
yeah, I would say so. Yeah,
Wow. Okay, so you were kind of absent for a little while. It's like you weren't there. You were operating in the 3D realm and everyone thought you were there and you were okay, but you couldn't actually remember what?
I can only remember when I try to think about it, like try to come back to this place. It was, yeah, it's just horrible experience. So
So did you seek help from doctors and things?
yeah, we actually didn't. I mean, we did some blood tests. I was going with my dad to my doctor I see, yeah, frequently, and we did some blood tests, and he said that I was completely fine, uh, actually, during the blood tests, while I obviously weren't fine. So we tried psychologists, and it was just like he just told me to think differently. But how can I do that when it's in my body? Like it's impossible to get it away unless I do something with lifestyle. So I had this like a mindset like, okay, I just have to calm down. I need to count to 10, like it
Yeah.
was really crazy advice, bad.
What happened when you were having a panic attack?
I actually found a really good method, and that was to go outside actually, because often I would get panic attacks when it's like enclosed areas,
Okay.
like inside buildings with many people, and I would run out. One time I had like a gym, like a sports class at my school, and I got like this crazy panic attack during the sports
And
class.
what happened? Did your heart start beating faster? What
I was
happened?
sweating. my heart was beating. I didn't feel like I was existing. It was the scariest thing I ever experienced. But one way I fixed it temporarily was to just run out of the place and just lay on grass and
Yeah.
just breathe.
Mother
Yeah,
Nature holds
nature.
us like the mother, Mother Nature just holds us. And like the my daughter was troubled as a little one, and the best place for her to calm down was under a tree, where she could look at the leaves kind of moving against the sky, and she'd immediately calm down. Mother Nature is the greatest soothing healer. We just need to take our shoes and socks off, even if it's icy, and just get your feet connected to the great mother.
Mm.
So how did you dig yourself out of that hole then?
Uh, it's it was I wish I knew this way earlier because I could have just fixed it by then. Uh, I was basically just looking on YouTube, actually. I was looking at Michaela Peterson, the daughter of Jordan Peterson, and she healed her uh, anxiety and depression with the carnivore diet. And I was like, what? There's no way that changing your food can affect your brain, right? I was like, there's no way that it works. So I did an experiment because I'm a very open-minded person. Like I just want to try everything. And within weeks, I already felt better. Just cutting out the grains, all the gluten already made me feel better. And
Did you go straight onto carnivore then and just only eat meat? Did you stop all the vegetables as well as the grains?
yeah, I did a complete elimination of those, and I was just eating meat and eggs, and I had some, or I had some fruit actually,
Okay.
some juice, but that's pretty much all I ate. Yeah.
And so had you ever heard of the GAPS protocol?
I actually saw these interviews with Dr. Natasha Campbell before I started eating the way I do now. But I actually got it from like the diet I have now is from a guy called Arsenis Wonder Planets, and it was basically just eating raw meat and yeah.
So tell us what you eat now then.
Now I eat pretty much raw animal products, mostly, of course. I can have some cooked meals here and there. I still eat some cooked meat, but it's mostly raw animal foods and some fruits.
So raw butter,
Yeah, raw
raw
butter.
milk,
Yes.
raw milk kefir,
Yeah.
yogurt, 24-hour fermented is best. That's a GAPS thing, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good.
And so you don't do stock or anything like that, because for me, stock is the absolute kingpin
Mm,
to healing any gut. And acne and panic attacks and anxiety are all linked to gut health. And if we
mm,
want to actually heal our gut, we need stock more than anything. And then to recolonize the gut with good guys, because it's our microbiome that's broken, that's making all the trouble. We need to eat fermented foods, so that the kefir and the yogurt and that's all great. But we can also use vegetable ferments like sauerkraut, and you don't have to eat the vegetables necessarily. In fact, some people struggle with that much fiber,
mm.
but to have the juices like kvass or sauerkraut juice or the juice from kimchi or that kind of thing, just a little shot before you eat your meal will do work wonders to actually recolonize the gut and to get you to a point where you can enjoy a bit of pizza and a beer occasionally, you know. Um, so do you think you're going to stay on this raw meat diet?
Yeah, I think so because now when I like okay, it's a little bit hard sometimes when you have friends who eat normal and you kind of get this pressure to eat like a pizza, for example,
Mm,
if you're out with friends.
mm.
But I really think very long term now, and I think I will stick to this diet until the day I die because I just feel so much better eating this way.
Okay.
Even if the taste, like it takes a long time to adapt.
Yeah.
Like not all the foods are tasty as such, but I I really think about the long term
Yeah.
now. So I will.
Yeah.
I will.
Okay. Um, Raw liver's my absolute favorite, as everyone knows, but I have to have it on a honey spoon. So do you eat
Mm.
honey?
Yeah,
Okay.
I eat raw honey. Yeah.
Okay, so a little bit of sugar in there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I say never. Never say, I'm never going to eat. I'm always going to, because we're omnivores, really, and we need to have a strong enough, resilient microbiome that can withstand the different foods that we might find on our journeys, on our travels. And I've done no plant gaps and a kind of carnivore-ish way of eating, which has helped me no end because I got off the vegetables that were high oxalate, and getting off oxalates was a massive change on my health journey. But now I'm just thinking it's about time, now that I've built my body of strong stuff and now that I'm feeling resilient and adaptable and strong, that actually I'm really ready for a fast or a juice fast with just vegetable juices to have a cleanse, because the plant materials are cleansing, the plant foods are cleansing, and the animal foods are nourishing. And the idea is to try and get a lovely balance between the cleansing foods and the nourishing foods. So anyway, I wish you all the best on your journey, and
Thank
well
you.
done for recovering from panic attacks and debilitating anxiety and acne and eczema you mentioned before we started, by going raw carnivore. Why not? But although I wouldn't recommend doing that long term for anyone out there, because I believe that the gut healing qualities of GAPS, which involves stock, meat stock, and fermented vegetables, are a kind of necessary overlay onto raw carnivore. But as we all know, steak tartare, which is a French delicacy, is basically raw steak with raw egg yolk and some little fermented vegetables, gherkins. It's an absolute mainstay of the French restaurant experience for the last 100 200 years, steak tartare. Interesting name, that as well, isn't it? Tartare, like the Tartarians. Anyway, lots of love, darling hearts, and thanks so much for joining me, Tor.
Thank you.
Okay. See, we can recover with the food as the medicine. We can do it.